looking at the discourse to understand the context of the story, it's quite essential to provide a detailed background. I mean, Rivers State, located in Niger Delta region of Nigeria, it does have a long history of political tensions and conflicts. I mean, the state has been governed by various administrations, each with its unique challenges and mouthful controversies right there. Now, the current governor, Siminalayi Fubara, has been facing opposition from a group of 27 lawmakers who were allegedly removed from their positions. Now, this dispute has led to a series of court cases, with the latest ruling granting the governor the authority. The latest ruling granting the governor the authority to conduct state business with only 3 remaining lawmakers. Now, Rivers State House of Assembly has 32 members, and the disputes began when 27 of them were allegedly removed from their positions. This led to a power vacuum, with the remaining 3 lawmakers now claiming to be the legitimate representatives of the people. I mean, the 27 aggrieved lawmakers led by Martins Amowele have been challenging the governor's decision in court, arguing that they were unfairly removed from their positions. Now, the court's rulings has significant implications, I mean, for the governance of Rivers State. With the governor now empowered to conduct business with the remaining 3 lawmakers, it is very and most likely that the state's budget and other important decisions will be made without the input of 27 aggrieved lawmakers. I mean, this could also lead to further tensions. It could lead to further conflicts between the governor and the lawmakers. And recent court rulings, allows Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara to carry out state business with just 3 lawmakers has indeed sparked, intense debate. 2 concerns, basically. One of such would be the legitimacy of the court's decision. The other would be the implications for democratic governance. And that is what, basically we would begin this conversation with this morning. Keep in mind, this is Eagle's Outlook, where we talk politics and current affairs. We say this because we know that the power is in the people, and politics, of course, being what we address. If you look at the legitimacy, right, of this court rulings, it will come to mind the fact that the court's rulings has raised questions about the legitimacy of the decision. I mean, with some arguing that it undermines the democratic process. And then a significant question to consider would be, can a court ruling that allows a governor to conduct business with a majority or minority of lawmakers be seen as a valid interpretation of the Constitution? Or does it set a dangerous precedent for future power struggles? Another, in the line of implications for democratic governance would be the ruling as also implications for democratic governance in Rivers State, potentially leading to a concentration of power in the hands of the governor and a few lawmakers. Is that even something palatable for an entire state? I mean, a crucial question to ask would be, how will this ruling impact the representation of the people of Rivers State, and will it lead to a lack of accountability and transparency in government decision making? Joining us this morning is our guest, who is in the person of Barrister James Onoja. Now, he has a LLB, BL at PA Omengala and Co. Good morning and welcome, Barrister, to the Prog Show this morning.
Good morning, Mr. Odwok.
That's
and
right.
Thank you for having me.
Right. Feels good to have your voice this new year. It will be very noteworthy to say Happy New Year to you, Barrister. This new
thank
year.
you.
Right. Well, Barrister, I'm sure you're very conversant with what's going on in Rivers State. I mean, the Siminalayi Fubara has been handling, the state's affairs with just 3 lawmakers outside the 32 that they were before, and having taken out the 27 lawmakers who are allegedly saying that they've been removed unfairly by the governor. It takes us to the place of legitimacy of the court's decision. I mean, there's a recent court ruling now that's gone in favor of the governor of River State, Siminalayi Fubara, and to carry out businesses with just three lawmakers in the state. And it takes us to another, concern, implication for democratic governance. Let's just get on with the first one now. Do you think, with everything that's been going on, especially with the efforts of the CJN sometime last week, if I'm not last month, if I'm not mistaken now, that should be around December of last month, where the CJN had really put out, was it a conference now, in a bid to stopping the conflicting court rulings in the country upon, taking the attainment of her position as the CJN. I'm talking about Kekerekong right there. Now, can a court ruling that allows a governor to conduct business with a minority of lawmakers be seen as a valid interpretation of Constitution? Or, from your own point of view, does it set a dangerous precedent for future power struggles?
Okay, thank you very much. Let me start by saying that I want to give my opinion as a Nigerian and as a lawyer. I do not belong to a Fubara or Wike's group, but it is said that there is no sentiment. Sentiment has no place in law. That having been said, let me start by saying that some people have misinterpreted or misrepresented the decision or the dictum of Justice Lawal Ways when he said that once a member of an assembly which is elected under the platform of a political party defects to another, he loses his seat, or the seat is declared vacant, and then the other members of the house can validly form a quorum and carry out the business of the house. But mind you, that section must be activated by the courts. That is the issue here. That section must be given validation, must be activated by the court. We are all aware that Section 109, Paragraph 1G, Subsection 1, Paragraph G, state that once a member defects, his seat becomes vacant. And then, remember, that Section 109, Subsection 2, there is a proviso that says that it is only the Speaker that can declare the seat of a defect, who defects vacant, and declare his seat vacant. However, the court in many cases, have consistently said that to avoid conflict in the house, to avoid the issue of bias, it is the court that should declare the seat vacant. Then, for example, when we say that somebody is accused of a murder or culpable homicide punishable with death, the person at that point is presumed innocent until the court make pronouncement. That is the issue here. The governor cannot say that because the law say once you defect, he cannot recognize your position again. No, that section must be activated. The court must make pronouncement on that section at the end of the day that these people, these people, by the virtue of their defection, are no longer members, that their seats have been declared vacant. That is what should have been done.
Okay.
And remember, in 2024, the Court of Appeal, nullified the ruling and the decision of the State High Court declaring the seat of those members vacant, and said that the court has no jurisdiction to do that. And on that premise now, the Amehule's led assembly is recognized. Not until that is done, whatever the governor is doing now is an impeachable offense.
All right, let me come in
Serious,
there.
So to say.
Let me come in there. I mean, the court's ruling, there's been a court ruling delivered by Justice Sika Aprioku dismissing a lawsuit seeking to compel Governor Fubara to represent the proposed 800 billion naira 2024 state budget to the 27 aggrieved lawmakers. Now, the lawsuit was filed by the registered trustees of the Association of Legislative Drafting and Advocacy Practitioners, who have argued that all members of the assembly must be involved in the budget process. But the court ruled that the governor is authorized to conduct business with the 3 sitting legislators who have not vacated their seats. Now, the ruling cited a precedent set by former Governor Ezenwo Nyesom Wike, who presented budgets and financial bills with only 6 members when the numbers were less than 2/3 of the 32 members. So if we are to look at that and looking at the 27 aggrieved lawmakers led by Martin Zamoele having been embroiled in a dispute with the governor, arguing that they were unfairly removed from their positions. Now, the court's ruling has significant implications for the governor of Rivers State. I mean, with the governor now empowered to conduct business with the remaining 3 lawmakers. Are you saying that this is out of place? I mean, what are the implications of the court's ruling for the governor of Rivers State, and how will it affect the relationship between the governor and the lawmakers?
In my opinion, sir, the 27, the other 27 members were not properly advised. In fact, the law has given them the power. In fact, the Court of Appeals ruling still stands, in as much as there is a new ruling now empowering the governor to do that. They recognize the faction as it is by the Court of Appeal. What they should have done is to set the machinery of law in motion. You know, the law has given them the power that when the governor, they shouldn't have even gone to court in the first place, because the law has given them the power that when there is no appropriation law, you know, if there is no appropriation law, whatever you do, expenses is done at the governor's wins and caprices.
Yeah, what do you mean by?
So what they should have done is not to go to court.
Yeah,
sorry,
what do you mean by?
Should have done.
What do you mean by appropriation law? Is it appropriation?
Yes, that is what we are talking about.
What do you mean by that? Yeah,
yes, that is the budget, relating to the budget. That is what we are saying.
Okay.
That it must be signed. There must be a law to that effect. That is what Fubara has done with the 3 members, which we are saying is an act of illegality. So what they should have done is that since the Court of Appeal has given them recognition, what they should have done is to begin an impeachment proceedings against the governor. They shouldn't have gone to court. It is not for them to go to court to ask them to compare the governor. They can compare the governor because that is what the law says.
And you think that
if the governor fails,
hello, and you think that will stand?
That if the governor,
the impeachment process, you think it will stand for a legitimate governor?
Of course, it will. Of course, it will. It can. Well, you know, the thing is that governor has whatever you are doing now. You should remember tomorrow that from the onset I said I do not belong to, but I'm looking at this thing from the good perspective. This is what is happening. They shouldn't have gone. If you go through the section of the Constitution says once the governor fails or spend money without appropriation law being in place, that the members of the House can commence impeachment proceedings against the governor. So as it is now, they will recognize the budget presented to the other 3 members. It's not recognized by the Mefule's led administration, which the Court of Appeal give recognition. You know, that is the conflict here. They shouldn't have gone to court if they had received a proper advice. They should have set the machinery of law in motion by commencing the impeachment proceedings. So that is my view.
So you believe they were ill-advised in that regard?
Yes, to me, in my opinion, they shouldn't have gone to court. They should have properly set the law in motion because the law has given them power.
Empowerment.
And the ruling of the decision of the Court of Appeal still stands. You know, that they recognize this thing. Since the court has not made pronouncement on them, let me give you an instance now. Like the first instance I gave. If even if if you have committed an offense, you are still presumed innocent until the court says so. Remember, these people are saying that they did not defect, that what they have done is not defection, and a lot of stories. So there are issues now which can only be until that is resolved by the court. These people are still members of the State House of Assembly. So that is my take.
Yeah, well, I had a conversation with a resident of River State who said she had witnessed, firsthand the impact of political tensions, on the lives of the ordinary Nigerians. I mean, the disputes between the governor and lawmakers has led to a sense of uncertainty and insecurity. I mean, many people wondering what the future holds for the state. And I recall a conversation with yet another friend now who works in the state civil service, expressing frustration with the lack of progress, on key projects due to the political tensions. And the friend noted that the dispute has led to a delay in the payment of salaries and the implementation of key infrastructural projects. Now, these personal stories of residents, like my friend, is highlighting, the place of human impact of political tensions in the state. And then the court's ruling may have provided a temporary solution, but it is essential, to addressing the underlying issues driving the conflict to ensure, lasting peace. So how do you think that the governor and the lawmakers can work together to addressing the underlying issues driving the conflict and ensuring lasting peace in River State? And do you also think that the peoples of River State are indeed having good representation, in the upper chamber?
Well, it is so unfortunate, and it is true that there are some external forces trying to destabilize the activities of River State, but that does not mean that we should enthrone illegality.
Right.
The issue is that the law should be followed. The law should be followed. It is true that it's affecting the people of River State. That is why we are advising that the governor should retoe the line of legality to avoid all this delay. If the decision of the Apiko have been complied with, I think all these things should not have started in the first place. Or if the governors and his group had gone to court in the first place to enforce or to activate this section of the Constitution 109 subsection 1G, if they had gone to court to activate this thing from the beginning, and then this thing wouldn't have happened. Yes, they went, but the court said, the Court of Appeal said that the State High Court has no jurisdiction to do that, and so they should have ventilated their grievances at the proper venue of the court that has the jurisdiction to do that, so that this problem will not continue or would not have arisen in the first place. So that is my take, sir.
Right. Well, let's just open the phone lines right there and get to hear from family members as they also give their 2 cents to the topical issue in discourse as we look at Rivers governor carrying out state business with 3 lawmakers, and that is according to a court ruling right there. A court ruling that was put together by Justice Sika Aprioku, who dismissed a lawsuit seeking to compel Governor Fubara to represent the proposed 800 billion naira 2024 state budget to the 27 aggrieved lawmakers. Well, you can call this number and this number alone, 0907 353 0044. I'm giving you the number again, 0907 353 0044. That is the number that you can call, and you can as well get onto the WhatsApp portal number and just give us a WhatsApp message, strictly a WhatsApp message, 0909 705 4450, 0909 705 4450. That is the WhatsApp portal number that you can send a WhatsApp message to. Hello and good morning. Hello. Oh, that's a miss. All right, well, we will get back with you at this point in time, but let's just see how we can take this one now. Hello, good morning. Hello? Okay, that is a miss as well. All right, well, the numbers are already there, and you can as well get on there and give us your 2 cents. Let's take this one now. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, UD.
Yes, please. Good morning. What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Felix from Lambert.
All right, Felix, very straight to the point. Let's have your thoughts.
Okay. I so much appreciate the guest, but I disagree with him on so many issues. UD, you see, the 27 members that defected, they made it publicly clear that they were defected to APC. It was not in doubt. In fact, they were ill-advised. They have always been ill-advised. For them to have taken that step of defection into another party, before publicly, no matter the denial now, it was obvious that they defected. And by defecting, they lose their seats. They lose their seats are supposed to be a new election supposed to have been conducted to that state house of assembly. And having said that, Judy, the court ruling that was given on 20th December against the same group of people who are still ill-advised to go to court again. Yes, when they went to court ruled against them that the governor can do business with the 3 remaining legislators, and every other government business can go on because those ones are defected, and that still stands. It stands. So there's progress in River State, there's development in River State, so things are going. Anybody who's, in fact, I feel that they are getting a little bit biased in his submissions. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Felix. Right there, Felix giving us 2 cents. Well, as much as we can, let's see how we can stick to this particular number, 0907-353-0044. That is the number to stick to. And you can as well get onto the WhatsApp portal and give your 2 cents right there via the WhatsApp portal number 0909-705-4450. They're all the way from Suleja, and that is from Sanusi from Suleja. It says, if that is the constitution of the state, for 3 people to represent the entire state, why not? Court rulings must be ensured. Okay, rule of law has to be upheld, Sanusi is saying right there. And he says, interpretation of the law is the responsibility of the judiciary. God bless Eagles FM Abuja, and God bless Nigeria. All right, this is from Sanusi right there, all the way from Suneja. Let's go on a recess now. We'll come back. We'll get back with the discourse on here on this very platform. Don't go away.
Your number 1 radio experience you can count on. Eagles 102.3 Abuja. From Milky Way to Earth, everywhere there's internet, you can connect with Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. Log on to our website www.eaglesfm.com. Follow and engage with us now on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok at Eagles FM Abuja, Instagram at Eagles. Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
All right, the conversation is still trending on here. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. We give you an audio-visual radio experience that you can count on anytime, any day. If you have not connected with us across social media platforms, YouTube, get on there, subscribe, and let us into your 2 cents on the topical issue and discourse, as well as on the Facebook page wall. Get underneath the live stream and give us your 2 cents as well. Don't forget to also inform us where it is that you are messaging from, and we will indeed herald your thoughts. Right, we're still looking at the conversation where Governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara, whether or not he can carry out state business with 3 lawmakers. I mean, the court has ruled that he can, but then our guest is also saying that, look, it is the lawmakers who do not even know their stance, as it stands. Now, who is our guest? He is none other person but Barrister James Onoja, LLB PL at PA Omengala and Co. Barrister, welcome aboard, and feels good to know you're still there. But let's just go take this one now. Hello and good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you, please. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, my name is KGB in Abuja.
KGB, where in Abuja are you messaging from?
In Abuja, okay, in Abuja. Last time, well, not precise, but in Abuja.
Please, we'd like to know where you're messaging from, KGB, please.
I'm calling you from Abuja in a lifetime.
All right, that's fine. Let's get into it.
See, just like even the last caller and your question, can the Fubara work with the 3?
All right, well, that was a lost call there, but let's just get on with our guest now. Hello and good morning. Okay, that's a miss. Well, to you, Barrister Onoja, are you there?
Yes.
Quite a number of conversation, put out there. I mean, we talked about personal story of in the genes of Rivers State and all of that. And if we were to look at this discourse from a political or from an economic point of view, you discover that it has economic implications for Rivers State. I mean, the delay in the payment of salaries and the implementation of key infrastructural projects, has led to a sense of uncertainty and insecurity amongst, residents. I mean, the court ruling may have provided a temporary solution, but it is essential to address, the underlying issues. And then if you also look at it from the social point of view, right, the dispute has significant implications for Rivers State. I mean, the sense of uncertainty, the sense of insecurity amongst residents has led to a breakdown in trust between the government and the people. And then how do you think that all of these that's happening in Rivers State, especially with the court's rulings, is affecting the social fabric of Rivers State, and what measures can be taken to rebuild the trust between the government and the people?
Well, let me say it, that it's quite unfortunate that this thing is happening in Rivers State. And let me state that no matter who you are today, or whoever you are today, tomorrow may not be like that. If you think you are in government and then you have so much power to begin to disrupt the activities of the state, time shall tell. And what I am saying is this, that in as much as we may not view some actions or external forces to be correct or to have effects on the life of the people of Rivers State, we must also look at the law, because you cannot do anything outside the law. That is so unfortunate that this thing is happening like this. We are not happy. We are careful so that we don't set a wrong precedent tomorrow, so that anybody or governor, it may be Fubara, it may be another person tomorrow, so that he will not come out to say he's working with one person. If it's one person that is...
Are you there? Okay, well, we'll get back with our guest in a short bit. Okay.
you look at it one paragraph by paragraph, and to also look at it at the end of the day, give their opinion, then refuse whatever they feel that is not in line with the law. So it's not something that you just get three people, one person, and to do your bidding. So I advise that all of them should return the line of legality. That is my position, and it will remain my position. Thank you, sir.
All right, towing the line of legality. But can we just quickly look at, the place of separation of powers? I mean, the court's ruling quite has significant implications for the separation of powers between the executive and legislative branch of government. Now, with the way things are going now, how will the court's ruling affect the balance of power between governor and the lawmakers?
Well, I've always said, times without number, that ruling, no matter how stupid, must be obeyed. But that ruling can be appealed. If they feel the ruling is not in line, they can appeal, just like they have done in the first. Remember, there are two things. Remember, this one, they went to stop the governor from conducting the affair. And the other one in 24, the Court of Appeal recognized them. So, between two, when you just oppose these two rulings, you discover that this Amorphiles led administration is still recognized by the Court of Appeal, which has not been set aside yet. So I feel, like I have said from the beginning, that this guy shouldn't have gone back to court, but they should, activate that power. That power has been given to them. That when you present a budget before the house, they recognize a house, and then whatever you do, you are doing it without appropriation, and then the effect is that it's an impeachable offense. To say it's an impeachable offense, right. I will continue to stand on my position.
Okay,
it's an impeachable offense.
Yeah, it's an impeachable offense, you said. But according to an article that was published on December 10 of 2024, CJN Kekeriakon had prescribed a solution to conflicting rulings by judges of courts of coordinate jurisdiction. Now, one of the things that she advocated for was conferences among justices to discuss reserved judgments, stating that holding conferences, exchanging opinions and ideas on matters that come before them was extremely essential, right? And this is, I think, according to the Nation newspaper of December 10. And now there is a belief that this approach is aimed at preventing conflicting decisions and ensure consistency in the judiciary. But now, with all of these still happening, what would you blame? Would you blame the court system, or would you blame the interpretation of the rulings so far in Rivers State?
Yes, I will blame the judiciary as well as the executive. We're in Nigeria. We know what has been happening. Well, first of all, I want to commend the step that the CGN is about to take, because it will go a long way in putting things in order, because they have been so conflicting. In fact, it's so painful. Court of coordinate jurisdiction dishing out different judgment and rulings. It's so painful, and that is why we have problem that we have today. And this thing is motivated. The action is motivated by the politicians. They do that. They call them. In fact, if you are a state judge or a judge serving in a state, you always want to dance to the tune of the governor. If you are a judge, a federal judge, you always want to dance to the issues. To the tune of those operating at the federal level, and that is the problem we have been having. And so, if the CGN can survey this situation, we'll be so happy. We'll be so happy.
Right.
We'll be so happy.
What would be your recommendations, especially looking at the expectation of Nigerians, for Rivers State, because quite a number of persons believe that, look, if we do not look into these issue of Rivers State critically, it might also become a litmus test for some other state governors to want to also, exert their powers in certain ways and maybe get, some court rulings here and there, to support their moves and motives and all of that, as well as, some sort of field for certain persons to also want to use the law in ways that would not be in inconvenience with the peoples that they rule or that they lead, regardless of the state. What would be your recommendation and final thoughts on this, and how can we bring peace and a solution to the situation in River State?
Okay, my final take would be.
All right. Okay, that's a miss though. But yes, we can still get your thoughts out. Did you send a WhatsApp portal message? If you did, then let's go check that message out. I see this one now coming from I see it from, this will be Tekken B, all the way from Nassau State. Good morning, Daniel, and greeting the guest. Would like to ask the guest, if he was the governor of Rivers State, how will he ever handle the issue differently? Imagine lawmakers not fighting for themselves or Rivers State people, but fighting for a former governor who never takes nonsense from anyone while in office. Lawmakers who declared war on the sitting governor. Lawmakers who made it clear they are loyal to a former governor and not the sitting governor. I stand with Governor Fubara, Tekken Bihundu right there, putting it out there as it stands. And I see this one here coming from Ezele from Lugbe, right? Says all these are happening because the Nigerian constitution and judiciary is under siege. Same matter, different interpretation. Lawyers, judges, confusing everyone. God help Nigeria, he says. All right, just a very straight answer now, Barrister James. Are you there, Barrister?
Yes.
Yeah, we lost you. We lost your call
yes.
for a bit. Yeah, just one line or two lines as what you think.
Yes.
Are you there?
Hello?
Yeah, you might want to give us just one or two lines in your conclusion.
Mr. Odrak?
Oh,
I
come
can't
on. Can you
hear you any longer?
Okay. Well. Time is not on our side, but let's see how we can get through to the guest just one more time and have his final thoughts. This is very important because there is something that you have to listen to at exactly 10:46 or thereabouts. So you might as well want to keep your ears glued on this very platform. But yeah, let's get to hear it from our guest and his thoughts, in terms of his final thoughts on the matter on ground. Now, what were we looking at in the first place? What was it as a discourse this morning? We have been talking about, Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara, whether or not he can carry out state business, as it stands right there with 3 lawmakers and following a court ruling. Hello, Barrister, are you there?
Yes, I'm here now.
Yes, just one line because of time. Just one line, or two, if you can.
Okay, quickly, I want to advise. We know the two in this state, in river states, that are causing this issue. Mm-hmm. I want to ask them to come together for the interest of people of River State. Let them resolve whatever differences. This can be done. Politics is all about interest. We know that there is diverse interest and then personal interest that is coming to play here. But the interest of the people should be enthroned over the interest of an individual. Right. So they should come together, find a solution to that. And the CGN also should punish the erring judges who have been having hand in this issue, so that we will have this kind of situation next time again.
All right,
Thank
amazing.
You very much,
Thank you so much, Barrister James Onaja. You are LLB, BL at PA Omengala and Co. Appreciate your time with us today.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate. Right, and that is all we have. And to each and every one of you that have also had your voice heard, thank you so much. For those that I cannot take at this point in time, apologies. But yes, this is to put it out there that your thoughts and your contributions, we're not influenced by this platform, Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. Until tomorrow, be politically sound. Good morning.
No AC? No problem. We're cooling you down with the freshest hits.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.